Okay, guys, today let's review a cloned roller coaster. This is the Vekoma Boomerang. I'm only reviewing the standard model because I've only done the standard version. But these are located all across the world, so and I've ridden 5 Vekoma Boomerangs, so I feel like it would be good to do a little review for it. So let's get started with the stats. The coaster is built by Vekoma. They're 116 feet tall. They all go 47 miles per hour. Length of 935 feet of track, 6 inversions, well, 3 inversions technically, but you do go upside down 6 times, 3 times forward and 3 times backwards, and you do pull 5.2 Gs. So these rides are not really loved by the enthusiast community. There's some that just hate these coasters. There are some who think they're okay. I personally think they're fine. I think they're good rides overall. They're definitely supporting attractions at the park. I mean, it does get kind of annoying when you have to keep on riding the Vekoma Boomerangs. But I mean, I've only ridden 5, so by like the time I'm going to like more parks and stuff, it'll probably be worse. But like so far for me, I'm kind of fine with riding boomerangs. I mean, these things are fun. They do pull some good G-force, especially during the vertical loop, and yeah, they are fun. And like, I'm not gonna talk about like theming or anything because they're different depending on which ride they can be different. And same thing like with restraints and stuff, which we'll talk about that later. So real quick, I just want to go up and just tell you guys which boomerangs I've done so far. These are all in alphabetical order, and as of 2018, the ones I've ridden, I've done the Boomerang at Wild Adventures, which is literally called Boomerang, which in my opinion, that's probably the smoothest boomerang of them all that I've done. I was honestly pretty surprised by the Boomerang at Wild Adventures. Then I've also done the Flying Cobras at Carowinds, which is my favorite boomerang. I felt like that one was more intense than the others. I rode it when it was Carolina Cobra, but it got a retheme in 2017. But still, it's not a new credit, so I'm still considering that I've done it. So yeah, and also I've done the Sea Serpent at Maury's Piers. I thought that was a nice boomerang, not too rough, but kind of like just a standard boomerang. However, that was actually the original boomerang. So that's pretty cool. I've also done Sidewinder at Hershey Park, which has the best restraints, but was a bit on the rough side. Not the roughest, but yeah. And then I've also done Tidal Wave at Ocean City's Shrimpers Rides, which I gotta say that's probably the worst boomerang I've done. It is a very rough ride. Will definitely smack your head around quite a bit. It's not the most enjoyable ride out there. So yeah, you can tell that the boomerangs can vary per person. There are some rides that are not so bad. There's some that are just terrible. But of all the boomerangs I've done, I wouldn't call them terrible rides. Not like Vekoma SLCs, but they're still not like the best rides out there. Not even my favorite Vekoma coasters. And I mean, it's just kind of standard. So let's get into the ride real quick. So you'll board the trains, and the trains it can differ depending on which ride you're on. Some will have like the vest restraints, which are nice and comfortable. They're probably my favorite restraints on a boomerang. Which I know the chest pain can be kind of iffy, but with the vest restraints, it'll really eliminate any headbanging possible. And then you could also have the aero cars or like whatever, yeah. Which I mean, it can honestly, I'm pretty sure it would cause for a rougher ride. I mean, I don't know. I've only ridden one Vekoma Boomerang with the Aero Trains, which is the Tidal Wave at Ocean City. Or you can also have the standard Vekoma cars. So let's get into the ride. So you leave the station backwards. You go up a lift hill. It takes like forever to get up the lift hill. It's very slow. But I mean, you do definitely get a great view of the entire layout of the ride because it is a bit of a smaller ride. It definitely anticipates you for that drop. And once you're at the drop, you'll slow down a little bit, like you'll crawl a little bit at the top, and then you just drop. And this is a pretty exciting moment because you really do not expect that at all because you're going backwards. And it just comes as a huge surprise to you. So then you literally fly through the station, go into the Cobra Roll, which, I mean, Cobra Rolls aren't exactly the best, but I mean, they're not that bad on the Boomerang. I've definitely experienced worse Cobra Rolls than the Boomerangs. It honestly differs between each Boomerang. Then you go through a vertical loop, which is fun. And then afterwards you hit up the spike. And real quick, I want to tell you something. This is something that I'm kind of dreaded with Vekoma boomerangs as well. Is that if you ride a boomerang, try to avoid riding row 7 or 8, because if you ride in row 7 or 8 or the very middle car, during that, when you're going through that second spike, you will rattle a lot. Like, the rattle is insane. And it's not only on Vekoma boomerangs, these are on some other of Vekoma's coasters too. Like, Blue Hawk has that kind of thing. Same with like Expedition Everest, I think. Which Expedition Everest is not that bad. I haven't even experienced a seat like that on Blue Hawk. But like, it's really painful. And it's just not an exciting moment. If you remember my videos, my 2 GoPro videos, I sat in row 7 on each of them, and you can tell like that was a very painful moment on the boomerang. So yeah, but on the other cars, it's fine. So you go up, so you have that moment, and then you crawl up all the way to the top in the other spike again. This time you're forwards, and then at the top you will start dropping again, backwards, and then afterwards you go into what is, in my opinion, the most intense part of the whole ride, which is going through the loop backwards. Which, if you're in the back row, you will seriously feel a G-force. It could also cause a gray out, which is pretty cool, actually. So yeah, so that moment is pretty forceful on the boomerangs, which I'm a fan of. And then afterwards, you go through that Cobra roll again, and afterwards, after the Cobra roll, then you hit the brakes into the station. That ends your Vekoma boomerang experience. So overall, what do I think of the Vekoma boomerang model? I think they're good rides overall. Not anything outstanding, but they are fun. So for its final score, I'm going to give the boomerang a 7 out of 10, which is kind of doing it a favor, because a lot of enthusiasts would probably rate this a lot lower. They probably give them like 5s or maybe even 4s or something. I don't know. It's depending on your opinions. But like, I think they're fine rides. I think they're good. They're not great, but I do enjoy boomerangs. Like, I'm one who likes boomerangs, and they're honestly much better than the Vekoma SLCs. So that will do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment down below what are your thoughts on Vekoma boomerangs. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more reviews in the future. Also, don't forget to check out the social media link, which will be in the description below. I will see you guys next time. Have a theme-tacular day.